A great addition to the All in Learning Cloud is a progress tracker. We make it easy to progress track your students over time. To create a tracker, all I have to do is, for this session, click on the dots and drag it to the progress tracker bar. And then I drop it, and then it prompts us. We want to create a new tracker for the Celebrity class with the 7th grade ELA standards. Trackers are organized by class and standards. So I'm going to select Create Tracker, and that tracker is now added. I want to add this session here to the tracker as well. So I'm going to click on the dots and drag and drop it. We know where to put it. We're going to put it in the Celebrity class with the 7th grade ELA standards. Now click Add to Tracker. So now this tracker has 2 sessions in it. The 3rd session I'm going to add, there aren't any standards associated with it right now. So watch what happens. I drag and drop it. It says there's no standards data for this session. So we prompt you to launch the edit key in standards. I'm ready to add the standards. So I click Add Standards. I select the standard I want to add to those questions. And because all those questions cover the same standard, I'm going to click Add Standard to all questions. I click Save. I'm back on my reports page here. Drag and drop this session to the tracker. Now it knows exactly where to put it. I click Add to Tracker. Now there are 3 sessions for this tracker. Now let's go look at a progress tracker with some data in it. First of all, this progress tracker is for my 4D class covering the 4th grade math standards. You'll also see that the entire standards document is loaded for you automatically. Let's look at 4.1c. We asked 18 questions across 6 different assessments, and we had an overall score of 67.3. We give you the class performance and the student performance by each of the assessments, and you can see we progress from a 52.5 all the way to a 72.5 on this assessment right here. In parentheses is the number of questions on 4.1c for each of those assessments. You'll see our highest score initially was an 80, but there's only 1 question covering that standard. It may have been an easy question, so we don't want to read too much into a high score when there's only a frequency of 1. Some of these assessments may have been done with clickers, some with bubble sheets, some with student devices. When we look at Troy's progression here, Troy starts out at a 25. He winds up at a 100, so that's a good progression, but we capture for you every time he answered a question of 4.1c across these different assessments over the course of a month. He started out at a 25, and when we did our first common assessment, he had a 75 on 4 questions on 4.1c. Let's take a look at Tony. On the first assessment, he had a 0. Then he improved to a 66.7, but then dropped back down to a 0. Recall that it was only on 1 question, but in context, we see that he's struggling. He continues with a 33.3, and then on our common assessment, he had a 25. And you can see that overall, his trend line is that he's struggling a lot, and thus needs additional intervention. After the intervention, I do another assessment to see if he's improved. Although Tony has improved, I'll keep an eye on his progress in the future. If you look at this common assessment 1 that we did, there are 4 questions on 4.1c. You'll also see that there are 4 questions on 4.1d. When you drag this assessment to the progress tracker, we automatically organize the data for you under 4.1c and 4.1d, making progress tracking even easier as multiple standards are assessed. If you want to export the data, simply click Export to CSV. We'll provide you a file that you can open with Excel and look at the data there. We make tracking your students over time by standard very easy. It's as simple as a drag and drop.